What's up, everybody? It's Brandon from Box Office Banner and Cult Flick Symposium, and I'm back with yet another review. If you dig this content, please like, share, subscribe, yada, yada, yada. Mostly just comment. That's my thing. I want to communicate with all you cool folks out there in the YouTube verse. But I'm here to talk about Some White Men Can't Jump. Now, a little bit about me with this movie. I do like the original a lot, but it's one of those movies that, although while I do enjoy it quite a bit, I've not seen it in a long time. And that's one of those, it's like in the back of my mind almost. Like I'll randomly be sitting there, I'm like, I need to watch White Men Can't Jump. Like I haven't seen that shit in forever. I love Wesley Snipes. I love Woody Harrelson. Why have I put this off for so long? It's probably been about like 10 years. But I always remembered really, really enjoying the movie. I don't even own it. Yes, I'm terrible. But would that help me in this regard? Maybe coming into this remake where I don't remember as much about it. Although I remember it, I don't remember it. You know what I mean? And I wonder if it would, because let me just start off by saying this movie got absolutely panned. I think I even actually, matter of fact, hang on, time out. I think I still have it pulled up as I was looking at it. That way I can be completely 100% correct. I mean, this movie got a 26% on Rotten Tomatoes. You've seen a lot worse than that. I mean, sometimes they dip down under 10%. So it's not like, the bottom of the heap trash, but 26% is pretty rough. We're under 30% here. I mean, come on. And then you're looking at IMDb, which I always feel like is a pretty decent gauge for how people, feel about the movies. There could be some fake reviews, but you get that more with like your Marvel and DC. DC fans are like, what the hell? These Marvel fanatics just went in there and wrecked all our reviews on IMDb and shit. Okay, you're probably not gonna get that with White Men Can't Jump. I don't know how many people are getting paid off to, let me just diss the shit out of White Men Can't Jump because I've had enough of this. They're gonna stop remaking classics. I don't think that's going on. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But for better or worse, it's got a 4.8 on IMDb, which is kind of hard to do. Now, I like movies that are under a 5, but it's very niche, whatever the fuck you want to call it, type of movies, like slasher movies, stuff like that. Not comedies about basketball. A comedy about basketball under a 5 is a little alarming to me. And then you want to look at the trailer. Let's just do that. The trailer looked cringy as fuck to me. Looked like garbage. I saw this trailer and I immediately, like, there's that end scenes. It's like they're like cuz, and then Jack Harlow's just like, you guys are all cousins. I'm like, oh, they're doing this. They're doing this. Another quick tidbit. Jack Harlow is from Louisville. I am from Louisville. So I kind of have a dog in the race with that, but everything that I just said that built up to the latter that I just said did not have me too hyped for this movie. I'm here to tell you this is not a bad movie. Is it a great movie? No, but I do not think this movie deserves this much hate at all. Jack Harlow, while not an actor, obviously, was not as cringy and as bad as I thought he would be. The relationship between him and the other main protagonist, do you even use that word? Because, I mean, that's more for, I guess, horror movies, protagonist and antagonist. We will for this review. Protagonist in the movie, the guy that, the black guy in the movie. I forget his damn name. You know how I am with names. I just had it pulled up, actually, so let's do that. But the other main guy, who is, of course, there he is, Kamal, as Jack Harlow calls him, Maul, the whole movie. Their chemistry is not terrible. But while it's not terrible, this is where I do think the movie does get hurt a little bit. While there's not as much cringe as I thought there was going to be, there is a little sprinkled in here and there for sure. And then also, there's something about the way it's filmed, like the glossiness of it and the way people are cracking jokes, even though the jokes are okay at times, that feels very Disney Channel to me. Now, they're saying the F word, they're saying the N word, all that good shit in the movie. So it's definitely not, High School Musical shit, but something about the vibe, it often gets broken up because I'll be like, motherfucker. And you're just like, oh, okay, that's right. I'm not watching something like that. But it's something about the whole vibe of the movie in between the cuss words and crazy shit that happens. Somebody pulls out a flamethrower at one point in this movie. I'm not lying, people. A flamethrower was used. I'll get to that in a second. This movie feels very, like, in between all those things that break it up and remind you, oh, I'm not watching that, very Disney to me. I don't know what this is. It's a certain flavor certain movies have. This movie has it. It feels very TV movie at times. But TV movie feeling as it is from a channel like Disney with a bunch of cuss words. I know it's a weird. There's a levity here. You just got to trust me on it. Maybe you'll disagree. Maybe you'll agree if you watch the movie. It feels like a very good TV movie. But the problem is, a very good TV movie is usually like I'm surprised this actually wasn't that bad. Whereas a full on, supposed to be motion picture, I know it went to Hulu, but like fucking The Irishman that won damn Oscars and shit went straight to Netflix. In this day and age, that's normal. It doesn't feel very big motion picture to me. And I think that does hurt it. I don't think it does too much in the vein of stepping on the toes of the original. I think it tries to just do its own thing, which was definitely the smart thing to do. And overall, I had a decent time with it. Like the basketball, if you're a basketball fan, you'll enjoy the little basketball scenes. The story isn't god-awful, but not very great either. It's fine for what it is in this kind of movie. Definitely won't win you over. And overall, like, as much as there's cringe in the movie, I did laugh a few times. That flamethrower scene. I don't want to go too much into this. It's not going to be as crazy and as elaborate if you haven't seen it yet that you think you're like, oh my God, he's hyping this up. It's not like that. It just, again, like the movie surprised me. It surprised me. Like I cracked the fuck up when I literally laughed at it. Some people in the text would be like, laugh out loud, LOL, LOL. This was a situation where I literally laughed out loud. I was like, what the fuck? Was laughing out loud. So overall with this movie, it's not going to win any awards. It's not going to be one of your new favorite basketball movies probably. And yes, there's corny moments. And yes, like I said, there's a weird like polish to the film and the way it's TV movie-esque that it feels almost Disney, aside from the cuss words and everything that feel very not Disney. Again, maybe you'll see what I mean when you watch the movie. It's surprising though. Despite all that, it is surprising. I think it'll make you chuckle a few times. Obviously, maybe I'm not speaking to the choir here, whatever the saying is, because obviously people have already spoke and they've hated on IMDb. But the weird thing is everybody that I've talked to, like in person, I don't know if it's a Louisville thing and we're just trying to put on for Jack Harlow. That's not what I'm doing because I'm not even that big of a fan of him. It's more of just like cool that he's blowing up. It's not bad. And everybody that I know, again, maybe it's the Louisville bias, but like they're saying it's not bad too. Because like the first person I heard say it that I respect their opinion, I was like, are you sure you watched it? Because all I've seen is it getting trashed. But then I saw like 4 other people in a row just like, don't believe the critics. So maybe it's the Louisville thing. Maybe it's that. Who the hell knows? But if you want to have a fun time with like a movie that you're not going to overly love, or you're not going to be like, oh my God, just as good as the original. No, but not going to infuriate you to where you're like, oh my God, this is just shit on the original. Just a fun one-off watch. There's nothing wrong with this movie. Again, nothing special, nothing great. You might be surprised, though, given how much it was scorned. I will say that much. For me, this movie was a 6.5 out of 10. Nothing great. But even, honestly, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, that might be even better than what I'm thinking initially. Let's come back to this review or when I'm doing my rankings at the end of the year, because it might be a little bit higher on the scale than what I'm even giving it right now. But, I mean, it's not going to vault into great territory, surely. But it's not bad. Like, I'm confused as to why this movie is getting hated on to the levels it is, because everything I'm seeing across the internet is garbage. And you know what? Sometimes when you have an average remake, that's still not good enough for people. They're like, well, why even remake it if it's going to be a fucking average to barely good movie? And then they'll just, and then it becomes the fun thing to jump on. They're like, oh, this is so fucking terrible. Some people might not even seen it yet, and they're like, oh, this fucking sucks. Yeah, I don't get the hate, guys. Anyways, that's White Men Can't Jump. There's not really overly a whole lot to talk about because it is exactly what you think it's going to be. It's basketball. There's the drama in between. And it's cool to see Lance Reddick in the movie, too. Lance Reddick, one of his last roles, got to be, because, he just passed away. And it's, he does add something to the movie. He doesn't have an overly great character by any means, but his character's fine, solid, and when you're watching it, you're kind of like, it does add something. You're like, damn, dude. It's got that little arc over the movie where you're like, man, we're not going to get to see this man that much longer. So I think that helps too. And anyways, guys, that's White Men Can't Jump. Watch it. It's not bad. It's not bad. Not to me, at least. Love you guys. Peace. On to see Across the Spider-Verse. Be back with that.